Alright, welcome to the Lens Lane podcast. Today we're joined by Snowy Boomin.
You did, you know what I'm saying?
And yeah, he's a rapper, entertainer. You host
Events,
at the Grind.
DJ.
You have like a residency at the Grind.
Yeah. That's my baby.
And yeah, I know you hosted events at Stables. You performed at Stables.
Yeah, I performed at Stables under my good friend Hype, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, let's just get into it. Where did the inspiration to entertain people, or like where did that start? Where you felt like you could hype people up or like give people a good time?
So for me, like in terms of entertaining people, I've always had that in me, where it started through my rugby, you know. Through the rugby, you get like a lot of fame, everyone's watching, enjoying it. So for me, I felt like through that I discovered the need to entertain people. So the next best thing close to rugby that I loved was music. And I had to find a way to like entertain people through what I love. So that's where the DJing, hosting of events, and like now the artistry came in, because I feel like for me, when I'm in a room full of people, I always want to be the one that's supporting people, getting people, like if you're having a bad day, I want to be the reason why you're like, oh, I had a good time there. Even like you literally forget like what happened throughout the day and stuff like that. So like the entertainment thing has always been burning through me, inside of me. So yeah.
That's dope. So when did you like learn how to be a DJ or like?
It's crazy. So basically, like a lot of people have had virtual DJ on their laptops. I've always had that. I used to like just play around with that. But like obviously there's like a big difference between like being on your laptop and then actual decks, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I got a gig at the Grind this other time. We were literally out on a night, right? So we go past the strip, we see that the Grind is actually quite empty. But then we go to the dance floor and I see, okay, there's a DJ thingy box there, like a DJ booth, but like there's no DJ. So when I go there and look, there's like an aux. There's an aux. So I'm like, nah, man, come on. Like this is a club. Like this club is actually quite nice, but like O's are playing through an aux. So I was like, okay, you know what? I had a friend there who was DJing as well, but he used to DJ like off a phone. So he also didn't know how to DJ thing. Yeah. So what we did was we asked for the manager that same night. We asked him, we're like, listen, can we come and DJ here and just show you like what we got? Mind you, we know nothing about DJing. We know nothing about DJing, right? All right, so we go there the following week. So we had a lot of people that used to support us. So we told them like on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, we like, listen, come through to the Grind next week. Listen, it's going to be crazy. Nah. Oh, yeah. So that whole week we were just preparing, watching YouTube videos and all of that. Get there to the nights, it was a success. Like literally, the crowd loved us. Our close friends were supporting, and that's where like the DJing started. So when you have that taste of, how can I say, I don't want to say fame, but what can be, like you literally, you want it even more. So that's when more of the practicing and going out to different clubs and like asking to play, even if it's not like for money, just like to put your name out there. So yeah.
So when did you start After Dark Events?
After Dark Events has always been there, but the name came probably last year, late November. That's when we were like, okay, we're going to have an events company now. Because if we're going to be hosting every Fridays, we might as well have like a name for it. So we came up with After Dark, which like literally means, because we, like me and my friend, we we very like we big Travis Scott fans, and he's all about like the night show and all of that. So like After Dark is kind of when we come alive. We come alive. We literally we'll be sleeping the whole day doing nothing, but like in the nighttime we come alive. So it's After Dark. That's when we entertain. That's when everybody's raging and everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So what sound do you like specifically? Trap or which one?
I've got. I don't want to group myself in a basket, but like trap, I would say has been my best genre in the past couple of years. I listen to a lot of R&B, I'm a piano, everything, but I'd say like trap music, you know what I'm saying? Like that is my favorite genre. No cap. No cap.
Yeah. So who are your inspirations? You can say in trap music or hip hop in general, like from the States.
So for me, when I became in love, like I fell in love with music properly when I was about like 11, 10. And that's when Lil Wayne was like still booming, you know what I'm saying? He was crazy. So yeah, I got like a lot of my inspiration like from Lil Wayne. And then as I grew, like there were some rappers like obviously Drake, and then when I actually started learning about myself, becoming more like aware, like that's when I started liking XXXTentacion, because at first, like he came out with a song called "Look at Me" and it was just like rage, and then he literally, I listened to more of his music and I saw there's so much more to this guy than actually that rage thing, and like. When I fall in love with an artist, like I need to know his background, like what he's been through, like his mindset, like why he says the things that he says. And for me, like him, like in that, like during that time, I was still dealing with like depression, anxiety and stuff. And like his music kind of like I could relate kind of, you know, even though I wasn't suicidal as per se, but like a lot of his lyrics, you can like, you know, get a lot of like inspiration from it and deal with your things. And then he passed away, RIP to that. And then Playboy Cardi. See, so Playboy Cardi is not like lyrical or whatever, but he's like a vibey, like, and that's my personality as well. Like I like vibing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So right now I'd say Playboy Cardi is my favorite artist right now, and I get a lot of inspiration through fashion, everything from him. Yeah.
I heard you saying something about becoming aware of yourself. So how's that being? And you also said earlier that you want to spread the message of becoming aware.
So for me, it's like when it comes to that topic of like spirituality and awareness, it's like it happens because so earlier on this year, I lost my baby sister, right? But like through that, it literally opened like so much for me in terms of knowing who's around me, knowing who cares about what happens in my life and stuff like that. Because like when everything is going well, when you hosting these events, you're DJing, everything's nice. Like people would genuinely think, okay, this guy's doing well. But like when you go back home, you're literally alone. Like no one's really checking up on you and stuff. Like I've got a few like mates that do, but like you find that like a lot of people would be riding your wave like just because of the fame. And that's when like when my sister passed away, when I was going through a lot of things, I literally kind of realized who was with me in this life journey and who wasn't. And for me, like that's when I started like reading up more about like spirituality or conscious and like just being at one, like being at peace with yourself. So I started just reading up a lot like on that, and I've like every day I'm learning new things about it, you know what I'm saying? I've used a lot of recreational drugs to get to my actual awakening. So it's like, for me, it's a big thing. The spirituality thing is a big thing because it governs my life. It literally makes me the person that I am, because every move that I make is calculated. I manifest everything. Yeah. So that's what people don't understand, is that so many problems that they see in this life, like they're literally not problems. They can be controlled. So I wanted to branch out of that mentality of having money as your source of happiness. Because listen, money, you need money in life, but like when you make money like your first priority and your first source of happiness, that's when a lot of things go bad. They fall apart. So for me, like once you become spiritually aware, you learn things like you understand that money is literally nothing. It's just a piece of paper. So that's how that's my journey through like spirituality and stuff. And it's a long journey because every time you discover something, new things come up. Like you literally learn about new things. So like I feel blessed. I feel like it doesn't happen to everyone. You don't get like a calling like that. Not everyone becomes spiritually aware, but like once you become that, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So for me, ultimately, like going back to your question, is that I want to have a platform. I want to get to a certain point in my career where I'm big enough to portray this message, to let a lot of people know about it. You know what I'm saying? Let people know that you can deal with so much. Like everything is it's all up in your head. Everything is manifest. If you think about a negative thought, it's going to manifest like throughout the day. And then a lot of negative energy is going to be in your head. You're going to start being like feeling lazy, feeling sad, like irritated and all of that. And that's all in your head at the end of the day, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How do you feel like when you're surrounded by people who might be negative in that way? Like, are you able to sort of push them aside in a nice way kind of thing? Or
That's a good question. Recently, like I'm not gonna name drop anything, but I've had a lot of like friends that I have had to like cut off. Because of like these negative energies. Because like one thing that you'll never think about when you are getting this fame or whatever is that your close friends will be the ones stabbing you in the back or doing like some foul stuff. You know what I'm saying? And for me, like I learned that like literally some people have shown like their true colors, and instead of me like confronting them, well, I did confront them, but like in a positive way. Like I literally like told them, I'm like, listen, I'm in a stage in my life where I want to be a better person, and to become a better person, I need to let go of everything negative in my life, and you are part of that. I let him know like properly. And so for me, for the most like part of my life, like I knew that I had a lot of like fake people in my circle, but like I was never the one to to confront them. And, like, I just let it slide. You know what I'm saying? But now, as I said, once you become more spiritually aware, you know that those are the things weighing you down. They're going to cause negative thoughts and energy in your head now. So the only way to break free from that is to cut them loose. You know what I'm saying?
And like I've been seeing you grow in a sense, and like the size of your events especially grow in this past year. How important has it been to link up with other people who are doing big things like motherfucking hype and like other artists, and DJs and stuff? How important is that?
It's very important. It's very important because especially hype, because he was the one that showed me like most of the ropes in the entertainment industry. He's introduced me to a lot of big people, big corporates and stuff like that. It's very important because as much as you want to be independent, you want to do everything like by yourself. Like realistically, it's possible to a certain extent. And with me having a support system like people like Hype, like KG, Temba, and all of like my close friends, it's like it makes it easier because you've got a whole team like going into like one direction, one direction, one goal, and that's to be on the top of the game industry. But then when you're on top of it, you need to portray a message. There's a message that we need to speak about. So it's very important because I met a lot of artists, big artists, like very talented, like Costa, Benny, like all from Joburg, And when you meet those guys, you see like okay, these guys have the same energy as you. Like, they want to entertain, they want to make people feel good. And once that group of people and this group of people like join, it just makes everything better. Like, so this collabing and meeting new people is very helpful.
So then, how do you get to choose who to collab with? Because you don't know
so yeah. So for me, is that my whole idea behind starting it was to uplift or give a voice to the people that don't have the voice, that don't have the platform. So with After Dark, like what we do is we get like these up and coming rappers, artists, DJs. We branching into photography now, like all the creators. We want to give them a platform to showcase their talent, because we believe that if we get big enough, we can be that outlet that the big corporates can see. And then, so that's the thinking behind it. That's literally like, with me, I know a lot of people that like would like DM our manager and ask to like have some gigs, just to showcase their talents, and we are more welcome. Like we invite everyone to come and showcase their talent, because we do have a big platform at the Grind. You know what I'm saying? Everyone goes there every week. So yeah.
I just want to touch on that, like the way you replied to my email. I was like impressed. I was like, okay, this guy's dope. Like, that's a nice way of like replying, because I do view you as like someone who has quite a following, especially in the scene of Pretoria.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that was.
Now for me, it's like, because I don't like, as much as people create this misinformed idea of, okay, you big, you're gonna act a certain type of way, like you can't talk to me because I'm small. For me, like, I don't view people, like, people are literally people to me. Like, everyone is the same to me. Like, I'll show you the same respect. Like, it's actually quite crazy that you say that, because this past weekend I was performing at Slushy, and I was performing there, and then I was done with my sets. This guy, he walks up to me. He's like, "Can I please come and join you guys backstage?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like I don't have the authority. It's not my event. I'm just an artist. I was here to, to perform." And his reply was, I'm not going to mention the events company's name, but his response was, "Yo, I'm the co-owner of this. So, like, if you do this for me, I will put you on to this thing." I'm like, "Bro, like, my energy is not gonna change just because now I know you, this guy." Nah, bro, like, so it alludes back to the fact that you were saying about, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. I'll show you respect. When you emailed me, like, invite me, like, on the show, I was like, I was so pleased. I was so, like, chuffed, because I'm like there's someone seeing my work out there, you know what I'm saying? So I was, like, very, like, grateful for that, bro. No cap. Easy.
Yeah, I just want to touch on, like, Orabile and I, we're huge fans of J Marley, right? And I've seen recently you've been linking up with him, partying with him. How did that relationship start?
It's crazy, actually. Bro, me and him, we go way back. Because I was in high school here in South Downs, obviously. So I've been in Pretoria for long. And he stays in Centurion. So, like, throughout high school, like, at parties, like, we'd meet up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have, like, we weren't really friends, but, like, we knew each other, you know, because we were in the, like, same spaces. And then now, like, he blew up, like, congrats to him, like, he's a very good artist. But yeah, so he blew up and everything like that. And then when we saw each other for the first time, like, we literally looked at each other like, it's crazy. I know him, you know what I'm saying? So, but like now, we've got a good relationship, you know what I'm saying? He's my boy. So yeah.
That's dope. So you're gonna get him on and like?
Hey, we'll see. I mean, if the world's energies like allow us to do so, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a forced thing. It's just gonna happen, as I said, organically. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen organically.
I just want to speak on like this whole Pretoria scene. I mean, I've also lived there my whole life, and like the first club I went to was Recess when Hype
was
hosted that his first ever Weekend Berliners event, right?
Yeah.
So that was like my first taste. But then like first year came and it was just the strip, and like especially because I'm a fan of hip hop and stuff, right? There wasn't such a place to go and listen to that music. So how important do you think what you're doing is to the Pretoria scene?
So basically, obviously, before I started, when I was still a rugby player, I was also like you. I was going to all of these events, and obviously, you want something. You want hip hop. You want something new. And I knew, like, I was gonna be one of the pioneers to start it here in Pretoria. Like, so my whole thinking behind the whole scene and what I'm doing with After Dark and my whole brand is, I want to stop people going to Joburg, to Cape Town, Durban, to have a nice time. Like, they need to stay here in Pretoria. I want to be the one, like, that's, or my group. I want my group to be the one that's going to provide everything for everyone in terms of hip hop, amapiano, all of the genres that weren't really touched on, like, in the past. So we want to be those leaders in the forefront, you know, getting those vibes back here in Pretoria. Like stopping people from going to Joburg to want to go have fun, you know what I'm saying?
I just want to mention, like, in terms of what I've seen, like the numbers of people who, let's say a Friday night at the strip, right? The grind is packed. Then as you go down the line, less and less people, right? And if you check the genres of music, it's hip hop here, a bit of Yanos in there, and then it drops to, you know, the genres that are getting played. So do you think the other venues are gonna pick up on that and hopefully start having their own hip hop events and
for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I'll tell you guys for free, like, that hip hop has the most money. Hip hop has the most money, and I'm saying that in terms of corporates. So if I'm a club owner, like, I would make more money hosting a hip hop event than, let's say, like a commercial deep house techno event. Even though techno is still a good genre, but like, if you think of it in terms of a business, like a businessman and stuff like that, you want to make money at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, it's going to lead to that all of the clubs are going to start playing more hip hop because they know what sells, and they're also going to look at the people, like, what are people like listening to, what do they like? So in terms of that, that's what's going to happen. Like, because us, like, Jollies, they have they've been booking a lot of hip hop artists now, Speedster and all of them. They had Hype there as well. So it's just gonna switch in time, and we've got a lot of big plans next year to put that in place. So wait on that. Wait on that.
And like, just quickly before we move off this Pretoria scene thing, like, if you check Social Club and Ikaya, right? They're packed to capacity. Like, people are joining in the streets. Do you think that there's like a need for more venues, or just the venues that we have playing different kinds of music?
I think if you guys look at it like properly, in terms of student towns and stuff like that, Pretoria probably has the most clubs in the same vicinity. We've got enough clubs, but we just don't have enough clubs playing what people want, you know what I'm saying? So you'll get, like, here in Hatfield, you'll find that there's about two clubs, Social Club and Ekaya, let's say, playing hip hop and amapiano, and then, like, at the grind, we'd be the only ones, and only on Fridays, playing that hip hop. So I feel like we have enough clubs, but we don't have enough clubs playing what other people want, you know what I'm saying? But then again, since I was speaking about thinking of it in like a business perspective, like, as a club owner, they can see that, okay, mostly people of color are actually going to these clubs, so they're gonna look at it in a different way. So they'll cater to who's dominating. So if there's more white people in a club, you be more like willing to play commercial deep house and techno.
Yeah.
And if there's like colors, Indians and everyone else, you'll play the hip hops and everything. But what we trying to do is we trying to make it like a safe like haven for all genres.
Yeah.
So whatever you want, we'll play for you there. So now it's going to lead to that direction where like all of the clubs are going to be playing the hip hops, the Amapianos and everything, and there will be an equal share of like the music being played.
So in terms of fashion, right? I've been seeing on your gram for one, you always how can I say this, like pushing fashion forward, especially in South Africa.
Yeah.
Like you really have your own sense of style. So like where is your inspiration coming from? Why do you dress the way you do?
So basically, I've actually never been like I've never really been into like fashion, but once you get into this culture of like, let's say the entertainment industry, like you see a lot of people and you're like, yo, that looks good on you. Yeah, like I wonder how it would look like on me. So like from being in this industry, my fashion sense has like literally like become like crazy. So now like I'm more in love with my fashion, the way I dress. And I look at a lot of people like A$AP Rocky, Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi, and like one of like the guys here in South Africa, there's a guy called 45 Degrees. DD Monster, he's crazy. Like he's probably one of like the best dressed like people I know personally. Like he's crazy with his style. So a lot of influences like that have made me like this, you know what I'm saying? That drip, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Dripco is it's a fashion brand that was created by 3 of my mates. So basically they had an idea, like they know, like as a thing with me being a DJ, I could see, like before I became a DJ, I could see like what people wanted and stuff. And they had the same vision, like in terms of fashion. So they saw, okay, yo, we see a lot of people wearing this, and I see like that, okay, they want this and that. Why don't we just make it alive for them? You know what I'm saying? So they came up with the brand and stuff like that. And they actually dropping in February. They're dropping their first line, everything in February. Now we still have like the simple, you know, simple shirts and stuff like that, you know. KG, come show them the other designs and stuff like that. So they're making a lot of
bags, we got merch like bags like these that we're gonna bring out. We got this in a different color. Looks on the back. We're doing bucket hats. We do a lot of different designs for the tees, and we're also doing collared shirts. We're gonna bring some of those out so we can cater to everybody, make sure everybody's dripped out. We're proud to have this guy as our brand ambassador because I mean, look at him, he embraces drip, you know. And we're trying to bring the drip to Pretoria, to Joburg, to Cape Town, to everybody. Local drip provided by people from South Africa, inspired by people from South Africa. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's the way. That's the way.
So that's the wave right now. That's what we're doing right now. So for me, like I was so inclined to being like part of the whole Dripco because I mean I see their vision, I see what they want to do, and remember when I spoke about earlier on about like this group of people doing this and the other one doing this but going for the same goal. Like they might be doing like clothes and all this, but we all have the same goal. We want to provide for everyone. We want to. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. It stems so much deeper than just clothes, just the rapping, just the DJing, hosting. Yeah,
I'm a big fan of like all of these type of things, like your music or your entertaining and stuff, and then the fashion, because it's like pushing South Africa in a direction that's like, I feel like we've taken way too long to get here. You know, like America is doing big things, and we're all inspired by what people are doing in America. Right? But it's like, why can't we do that for ourselves?
Yeah.
So I'm just, and like even this what we're trying to do here, where like one of the big inspirations for this podcast is the No Jumper podcast.
Yeah. Adam 22.
So I'm trying to provide that same sort of thing where it's like everybody can come on, share their story, you know, and then we all just like share our knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one thing that I learned through spirituality is that a lot of people. If I'm speaking to you, like most of the time, people would like be listening to reply, rather than listening to understand. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, like hearing like other people's like experiences, like the reason why they do the thing that they do, like it literally, you learn a lot from a person through that, through those subtle moments, subtle things, like the small things really matter, and that's what people don't get, because like I won't even lie, like a lot of us are superficial at times, you know what I'm saying? Very materialistic, but like through the journey that I've like gone through, like I've realized that there's so much more to like everything. Like I might still be in clubs, popping bottles, having a good time, but at the end of the day, I know like what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? And like most of like my whole life, I used to deal with like not knowing like what my purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I was good in rugby, but come on, that can't really be my purpose. Like, because I've got so much energy, like, and fire burning inside of me that I need to unleash. But rugby was just a small thing that I could like unleash it from. But now in this industry, like, if I can when I get to the top, and I have a platform to preach like what I believe in and everything, I think that's when I can say I've carried out my purpose in life, because I believe that is my purpose, to preach the word, preach the message.
When do you think you had that wake up call of this is what you're supposed to like, find your purpose?
Find my purpose. Yeah. I think that was when that was through my psychedelic, how can I say, moments on episode. So I tripped out on some psychedelics, and through those psychedelics, you literally, it opens your mind to another world. So the world that we're living in right now is called the Matrix. It's just a simulation. But when you tap into the other dimensions, and you can do that like through meditation, psychedelics, or most people, like some people get it through like traumatic experiences where you look at life differently. Yeah. So you see a lot of things. Throughout my trip, I was seeing a lot of things, and a lot of things were making so much sense. Like, it's so hard to explain. Until you actually like become like spiritually aware through these psychedelics or through meditating and everything, because explaining like stuff like this to a normal person, like a normal person would think I'm like, this guy's crazy, like what is he talking about? Yeah. But like, before I even say anything to you, I know what your perspective is on it. So that's why like most of the time you'll find that like I'll get like irritated, like trying to explain myself to people, because I know they already have a preconceived like idea. So whatever I say to you, like you already have something in your head, so you're not going to listen to it. You listen, but you listen to reply, not to actually understand. But it's a journey. And I think the older, not even the older I get, but like the more how can I say, accepting of life I become, the more spiritually aware I become as well.
That's dope. So to get your message across, you obviously have a big following on Instagram, and you have an online presence. Yeah. Do you recognize the importance of your content and the things you say?
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of how can I say? For me, social media in this journey will always be important. You have to have a social media presence and everything like that. But I feel like for me, social media is so blinding. I feel like it's a distraction from the truth. Like each and every time. So this is what happens, right? And just correct me if I'm wrong. Every time I take out my phone, right? And the first thing I'll see Drake in a Lambo, I'll see Travis Scott and this, and the first thing you're gonna be like, yo, I wish I was, you know? That's already putting negative thoughts in your mind. You're like, oh, why am I here? Like, why am I not as rich? But what people don't understand is that, like, not everyone is going to be rich in life. Not everyone's going to be rich in life. And as soon as you accept that, that's when you can start living your life properly. You know what I'm saying? Because not everyone's purpose is having, like, the most money. Like, you have a lot of people that are rich, but they're still unhappy. Obviously, you'd rather be unhappy with 20 more in your bank account, but at the end of the day, bro, like, who are you without that money? And that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to find myself through that. Who am I without my social media, without the rap, without the DJing, without hosting events? That's the sole purpose of that. And through this spiritual journey, like, you find yourself through that. That's why I say, like, a lot of things, like, a lot of things that used to excite me back then, they don't anymore. I'm still aware of them, but they don't anymore because I know there's so much more to it.
I want to touch on Slide or Slime that you dropped, right? So, like, what was the inspiration behind that?
It's actually quite crazy because we were in the studio, just chilling, just smoking it up, and one of our producers, OTH, he played this beat. I'm like, damn, okay, this thing is wavy. But I let it go. I'm like, nah, let me just leave it. Carried on smoking, but he carried on playing it. Then I was like, nah, there's no way. I need to jump on this, you know? So I jumped on that with my mate, Bino, you know what I'm saying? So we were just rapping, like, about, what we like, the designer. Like, it was a lot of materialistic stuff, but it's like stuff that we enjoy kind of as well. So I just hopped on there. I'm like, nah, I got a flow for this. Let me hop on. Just made it. Yeah.
Do you write a lot? Or
Nah, I like writing a lot. I'm a very, like since high school, like, I've always been like in love with writing, like essays and all of that. I like reading as well. So, like, I would be just chilling and just be on my, like, iPhone, go to notes, just start writing like a simple poem, and then I'll start, like, just grooving to it as well. And that's how I come up with like my lines and stuff as well, you know. And it's through, and what, like, most of what I write is through, like, personal experiences. Like, it will be like talking about these luxurious cars and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't have that. But I mean, like, every artist lies once or twice in their lives, or fuck, even more. But like, for the most part, like, the lyrics that I write is like personal experiences, what I'm going through maybe at that exact moment. Sometimes I'll even freestyle. Like, the second part of the Slatter Slime, it was just freestyle. So yeah.
And then your vlogs,
because
that thing was cool. That was cool to see, like, behind the scenes of these events and everything. That was sick.
So with the vlogs, it's like I'm in love with YouTube. I'm in love with YouTube. I like the whole vlogging. I like music videos, like, just watching people become so, like, creative and stuff. So for me, I feel like showing another aspect of my life, like showing what actually happens before, let's say, events and everything. Like, it literally, the crowd becomes more in tune with you. They connect because they know, okay, so he does this, so they're actually watching you. And that's one thing here in South Africa that we that we lack is content. Like, literally putting visuals out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, in America, like, every week there's a music video. Every week, music videos. And that's because, like, people really want to see genuinely, okay, what happens and stuff like that. So for me, my love for YouTube, my love for, like, creative content, like literally pulled me towards, like, starting, like, my vlogs and stuff like that. And, like, there's so many vlogs that I'm still gonna drop. And I just feel like rapping is one thing, DJing is one thing, events. Now I want to jump on to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people like have called me crazy, like, bro, you're doing this, you're doing that, now you're here. I'm like, bro, what you guys don't understand is that in life, or like, you can do so much. Like, you can't tell yourself, like, okay, nah, I need to study and do this, that's the only thing I'm going to do in life until I die. Nah, you can be so many things. You can unlock so much of your potential. But no, we don't, because we've been told by society that this, So I call it the conveyor belt of life, where you're born, you go to preschool, primary school, high school, varsity, get a job, you die. So you're literally living about 50 years of your life. You're living 50 years of your life to have this kind of living. And then when you're 50 years old, it's already too late. You've already wasted your life. Now you want to live, let's say, about another 20 years. Like, for me, the day I decided that I'm going to live life was when I got my spiritual awakening. I'm like, I'm taking control of this life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying?
So when are you going to drop another vlog?
Another vlog? We actually took a lot of footage from my first performance last week at Madison's. And we took it at Slushy as well. That was my second performance ever. So we took a lot of some vlog footage and everything, performance footage. So my videographer Nemo, he's very talented. He's busy with all the editing and stuff like that. So now it's coming soon. I'm thinking probably in mid-December it will be ready. And I'm also dropping a track named Party on. I don't want to give it a date, but it's going to be in December as well. So in December, you guys can expect a lot of content, music, events, and like the videos and stuff like that.
I just want to quickly touch, like you just said, it was your first 2 performances, right? What was the feeling from the crowd and the energy?
It was crazy. It was crazy because I got there. Like, I won't even lie to you. So I got there in Madison's. I'm like, okay, wait. It's kind of a lot of white people, right?
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of things are going through my head. I'm like, they're probably not even gonna rock with it. No. So I even said to the team that I was with, I'm like, guys, you know what? Let's just leave. Like, let's just leave. I was about to leave. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I had so much anxiety. Then I was like, you know what? Like, if I want to get to where I want to get in life, I need to take these chances. It doesn't matter if they love me or not. You know, I need to. So I go up there, hop on the mic, I speak to them. I'm like, hey, I introduce myself, I'm Snowy, Boomin, I've got 2 tracks to perform to you tonight. Rock with me. Then they actually traveled, like, okay. Then I started like, okay, I'm okay, nah, it's gonna go alright. So I performed the first track, Slatter Slime. I'm like, damn, this crowd has energy, right? Then for my last song, I was like, you know what? Let me go into the crowd. Let me be with them, you know what I'm saying? So I went there, I performed inside, like literally in the middle of everyone. It was a packed crowd. It was crazy. Like, they were loving it. Like, they didn't care about who I was or whatever. They just saw the energy that I was bringing, their vibe. Nah, it was the best. Slushy as well, the same thing happened. So for me, all of these like experiences are so humbling. Like, literally, it goes back to where I said, like, me making like a person's day literally makes me the happiest person ever. Because like, I can lock onto, if I'm on stage, I can lock onto one person in the crowd. And if I can see that person is rocking, I'll even go harder for them, just for them. You know what I'm saying? So
that's motivating you to perform again, like you want to do it.
Listen, it motivates me. Every time I see those things, I'm like, nah, I wanna keep on doing it. If I look at my videos, even like my performance videos, I look at my performance videos, I'm like, yo, I was going crazy. I'll get up, I'll smoke a blunt, I'll start making some music. I'll even post like on Instagram. On Instagram, I take time in my stories. I always want to make them like creative, like give people some nice visual. everything I post on Instagram, you'll see like there's an aesthetic about it. I always like take time and so, you know what I'm saying? Because I like those creative things, you know what I'm saying? So the small things give me like motivation to do so much more.
Can you explain where you got your name from? Also your tattoo.
Okay, I'll start with the name. Okay, so Snowy came from my high school. Back in the day, that was when I was still, into the white girl, that vanilla, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that name kind of like stuck on, you know what I'm saying? And then the Boomin part, that was my Instagram name since I think 2014, because my favorite producer is Metro Boomin.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Snowy Boomin, that sounds dope. So that's where the name came from. And then this tattoo, should I show them like properly so I can explain?
Wait, when did you get it? Was it like yesterday?
Yesterday, I got this yesterday. So this tattoo, right? So basically, you've got the two flowers, right? So the two flowers, they represent my late sister.
Yeah.
So my late sister, those are the flowers, and then the time. So I believe that time is just an illusion.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion. So every time I look at this, it reminds me that listen, not like no one's gonna wait for you in this life. You need to get up and go, like make the most of everything. Yeah. So that's the time. Time's an illusion. And then the dove. So since I've been spiritually awakened, like every time I come out of my trip or every time I'm just like chilling, there's always like birds around me, and that's a sign of like, if like a lot of nature is with you, that means you guide, you're spiritually aware, like you have good good energy, you know what I'm saying? So basically the dove is also a representation of my sister. So she's always looking, like every time I see like any bird, like I'll know, okay, she's looking like over me and stuff.
That's dope, man. I think we're gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Spoken about a lot.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me. Bro.
Thanks.
Easy.
I think like some of what you said is like powerful, especially like for South Africans and stuff. Like I just hope people can catch on, sooner rather than later.
No cap.
Push the movement forward. But it's been the Lens Lane podcast. Thank you for watching. If you wanna support us in any way, go to lenslane.co and buy a piece of merch or a product of any kind. Anything you buy will support us. But thanks for watching or listening. Deuces.
Yeah.